This is the Intentional Human Podcast, and I am your host, Adrian Cavada, and my personal life mission is to optimize the human experience one story at a time. Welcome to another episode of the Intentional Human Podcast, and I'm your host, Adrian Cavada. And today we're actually going to start off a little bit different. Since this is a solo episode, it is just me talking today, so no person being interviewed or anything like that. But I did want to share a poem with you. And it really ties in today's topic about talking more about the vision and how we create it. And this particular poem that I wrote a couple years ago is called Self-Created. Hope you enjoy it. Tested and failed, this is my story where I'm strong yet frail. My oath to myself, despite the times of internal hatred. I know I'm gonna make it. I got the tools, I can create it. This is my story of how I'm self-created. Just a brown boy who grew up in the hood, equipped with a 5-year-old's dream to light up the world so we can all be understood. Despite the shade that surrounds us, I made peace with my ego. It allowed me to get a visual. I met demons with halos and saw the horns and angels grow fast. I lost my angle. Experienced one hell of a past to the point that I think I'll last. I was scared of leaving the past. Life changes felt, they didn't come as fast. Life changes felt, they came too fast. Felt conflicted, what is this? Mind just shifted. And remember to trust the process when conflicted. Simply debated what I want from this experience. Is the life of luxury, or is it service, or is it both? Just my life that I chose. Aim for growth, concrete with the bloom rose, and crafted and perfect, and just know it's not the money that I'm wanting, or the recognition. I just want to make a difference, so don't get things twisted. I work on myself, both physical, mental fitness, and fall and get back up despite my depression again. I met demons with halos and saw the horns and angels, and all they want is acceptance, because all life is precious. Emotions are forever present, and at times I neglect it, because I'm not perfect. I'm just human, who lives a mental illness, who loves life to the fullest. I give back to others and teach my failures. I'm like anybody else who hasn't made it. Struggles, fears, and defeated. No matter what, stay innovative so we can all be self-created. Well, thank you for hanging in there with that poem. And, around that time when I wrote that poem, I was a bit lost. I didn't really have a sense of where I was going with my life, let alone had a clear vision of what I was creating for myself. And honestly, I'm still working on it. I think we all are, at least in my world, right? We're all working on creating this vision that we have for ourselves, whatever that is, right? Whether it's a perfect life, whether it's just living a different way, being healthier, having more positive thoughts, just really being yourself, right? And I think in this world that we're currently in, it can be difficult, especially with societal pressures, especially with the chaos that's happening in the world. And I think when we have a clearer vision, when we have more intention behind that vision, the easier and the more effective and the more, more efficient it is to actually create it into reality. And today I actually want to share a vision exercise that I've been working on for myself, actually. So I'm going to switch to my tablet. So I'm going to record from there. Let's see. And all right, we're good. So if you're watching this on a video, definitely kudos to you, because it'll be easier for you to visualize what I am writing down. But for anyone who's just listening, encourage you to do your best to keep up with me, because sometimes I can get off on a tangent. But the simple way, at least how I've been learning how to do it in terms of creating a very strong vision, especially for anyone that's just getting into working on themselves, right? Self-development, self-help stuff, working on your health, whatever it is, right? This exercise really is a good tool to add to your tool chest. So with this, it's just 3 simple things: look, feel, and do. So what does it look like? What does it feel like? And what are you doing in order to make it happen? I like to really incorporate a lot of action into, anything I do, because no matter what we do, if we're just thinking about or talking about it, it doesn't happen, because it does take action to actually create it into reality. So when you're working on your vision, really focus on what it looks like. And there's a couple ways you can do it. You can do it through a vision board. So what a vision board is really getting clips of what this new life really looks like. Like, for example, if you're working on your health, you get specific examples of the body type that you're working towards. If you're looking more for like mental health stuff, you surround yourself with a bit more of things that are encouraging positive thoughts. And if you're looking for more something to express yourself or something a bit more spiritual, at least in my book, spirituality is more of that raw, energetic expression of yourself. So with the vision board, find different things that actually relate and resonate with you. Like for me, for example, physically, I am working on just being best. How do I describe this? Just overall, like generally fit, right? I want to be able to go into any type of sport. I want to be able to do any type of activity. And with the whole, I guess, idea is to be doing it for a long time. So having some form of longevity. So for my vision board, I would put, different athletes, different people that are actually living the lifestyle that I'm working towards, right? So for example, that could be, some famous athlete person, right? Athlete. It could be another coach that inspires me, right? So coach, friends, or family that are inspiring me as well. So pretty much anything that when you look at it, it is inspiring you to truly like step into that reality. Like for example, like you can't really see my wall right in front of me, but I see like a painting that I did, pictures of my family looking happy, feeling happy, pictures of me and my girlfriend just like enjoying our life, seeing the different people that I've helped too, seeing what I've actually created over these past years. And the more that we have these visuals around us, it's easier to snap us back into that reality that we're creating, right? Especially if we're in the business of serving other people. So that's pretty much like the look part. And you go into the feel part, it's a little bit different because it's not too tangible. So the feel part, and something that I actually learned from a coach of mine, all a vision exercise really is a feeling exercise. The more that we feel it, the more we can actually be in it, the more likely we're going to be able to create it actually in our world. So with the feeling, sometimes you can go into just the emotions that you want to feel, right? Like for example, I want to feel confident. I want to feel happy. I want to feel accomplished. I want to feel healthy. And I want to feel this. I want to feel that. So the more that we kind of tap into those emotions, or at least find like the top 3 or so, we can figure out different ways, and it goes into this do part, right? How do we actually create these sensations in our life? Make this a little bit bigger. So the do part, honestly, like in my eyes, is just the most important part, because if we're just talking about it, if we're just thinking about it, it's not really going to happen. So the do part is the actual action that we take in our daily life in order to create it. So the do part, how do I create confidence? How do I create a sense of accomplishment? How do I create a sense of happiness? How do I create a sense of health? For example, daily activity or physical activity. Participating. Can't spell right now. Participating in wellness groups. Like recently, I just started up my men's group again, and putting yourself in an environment where it actually promotes some level of health, right, is definitely crucial. So another thing would be like finding support. And that could be, getting a coach, talking to friends and family. Oops. journaling. If anything, just do like a brain dump of everything you could do. And then later down the road, you can figure out what's actually more realistic. Because obviously, we can do anything that we truly want. But the real question is, how consistent can you actually be? So after you do a brainstorm of what it looks, feels, and what you can do in order to create it, you figure out what could you do to promote that behavior, promote that habit that takes only 2 minutes. For example, like my physical health routine kind of died down a little bit with this whole transition in moving into a new home with my girl and her kids. And there is no excuse for it. However, is to honor the fact that it is a transition, and how do we get back into it is doing something that just takes very minimal effort. For example, the 2-minute rule. I could bring out my equipment and not even have to work out, just bring it out. I have a gym bag. All I gotta do is throw it out there and I'm ready to go. Or if it's something a bit more tied towards mental health, for example, I've been journaling every single day, and it can be one little thing, right? An I am affirmation of some sort, So be journaling for 2 minutes. It could be, preparing your clothes the day before to go to the gym. Whatever it is, really, it really just boils down to what's actually realistic for you and how you want to create this lifestyle. So when you get these different things, you have a clearer picture of what you're working towards, right? If you went from the vision board, like what it looks like, or you see yourself in the actual world that you're creating. All right, and then you're focusing on what it feels like, right? You're feeling it. You're actually actively feeling it because you're doing the actions that promote those sensations in your life, right? Daily physical activity, participating in wellness groups, finding support, attending therapy, whatever that is really for you. Ultimately, all this is literally for you and how you're the one creating it for yourself. At least in my book, all of it is just a choice of how we're living our life. Sometimes we can get stuck in victim mode mentality, and that's just because we're living out, previous patterns. And when you do an exercise similar to this, what it looks like, what it feels like, and what you're doing in order to create it into actual reality, it kind of breaks you out of that loop. So those are some quick tips you can do. Highly recommend reading the book Atomic Habits. Definitely, it's a lot of knowledge that you could use to apply it into your vision creation, right? And the next thing, we get to the state of how do we maintain alignment with the vision? Because obviously, a lot of stuff in life happens, and it kind of pushes us away from the actual vision. And something that I'm still working on myself is just reviewing your vision, right? So setting intentional time, whether it's weekly, daily, monthly, whatever it is, right? Whatever actually you can realistically do on a consistent basis. So reviewing the vision, reminding yourself of what it looks like, what it feels like, and what you're doing in order to create it. That's one way to do it. Having your vision board, I'm going to put VB for short. So having your vision board just out in the open so you can always see it. Getting a support partner or an accountability partner, more like it. And the list can go on and on and on. But again, it really boils down to what's realistic for you. Can you actually review it every day, or can you review it weekly, right? Take small steps. If you're doing that route, set it in an actual alarm or an actual calendar event, whatever works best for you, or having a vision board out in the open if you're more of a creative person that enjoys like creating art of some form. Definitely having a vision board right in your office, or right when first thing you see in the morning when you wake up, whatever it is, like just making sure it's always in front of you, because the more it is, the higher chances of you actually creating it. And then the accountability partner part, whether that's a friend, family member, whether that's a significant other, whether that's your dog, whatever it is, right? Like in the mornings, I walk my dog to get some level of physical activity in my day. Just establishing an actual accountability partner is crucial. And then if you're looking for more help, right, you can look for coaches such as myself, such as other people that may be in your network, right? And the more that you have the sense of accountability, whether that's from yourself or from other people, the higher chances that this vision that you want for yourself is likely to happen. But with that being said, last takeaways before this episode ends. Remember, if you're looking to create a vision for yourself, figure out what it looks like, figure out what it feels like, and figure out what you have to do to actually create it into reality. And if you have all those three, look, feel, and do, higher chances that you are going to create the vision that you have for yourself in your life. So with that being said, I thank you for listening, and I'll talk to you later. Bye. Thank you for joining in on today's episode. If you enjoyed this, remember to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. They be saying I have my head in the clouds because I don't share the same views. I say just look up and see the beauty all around you, and you'll see the same truth.